Have you ever wondered if the well-intentioned feeling of white guilt might actually be doing more harm than good? White guilt refers to the feeling of shame or responsibility that some white individuals experience as a result of their perceived role in historical and ongoing racial injustices. This guilt can manifest in a variety of ways, including apologizing for one's whiteness, engaging in performative allyship, or avoiding conversations about race altogether. While the intentions behind white guilt may be well-meaning, it can actually be harmful. First and foremost, it can be patronizing and disempowering to Black people. It reinforces the idea that people of color are victims who need saving rather than agents of their own liberation. It also focuses on the idea that white people commit individual acts of racism rather than acknowledging that racism is a systemic issue that all of us need to work to dismantle. White guilt can be paralyzing. Rather than taking concrete actions to address racial inequality, individuals who feel guilt may become overwhelmed and feel as though there is nothing that they can do to make a difference. This can result in a sense of hopelessness and lack of meaningful progress. So, what can we do instead? First and foremost, we need to recognize that feeling guilty about whiteness does not actually solve any problems. Instead, we need to take concrete actions to address systemic racism. This might involve educating ourselves about the history of racism and its ongoing implications, supporting organizations that work to promote racial equity, or having difficult conversations with our friends and family members about race. We also need to be mindful that the ways in which our guilt may inadvertently perpetuate racism. For example, if we are constantly apologizing for our privilege or center conversations around our own feelings of guilt, we are still making the conversation about ourselves rather than about the experiences and needs of Black people. We need to shut up, listen, and learn to the experiences of people of color without dismissing their experiences. While it's important to acknowledge the ways in which our privilege has contributed to systemic racism, we need to be careful not to let that guilt consume us. Instead, we should channel our energy into meaningful conversations and actions that will contribute to a more equitable society for everyone.